Hey guys, it's Liz here with another video for you, and today I'm going to be reviewing the P-Touch Cube smartphone label maker. So this label maker is great for labeling your swatches, and they're having a sale on it right now, so that's why I went ahead and picked it up. It comes with the label maker as well as a little starter tape, a little sample tape, which is 12 millimeter. You do need to download this app, but that is part of the reason why I liked this label maker over the QWERTY keyboard or the traditional label makers, because I'm a lot faster typing on my phone than I am on trying to push those little buttons. So it does come with the little button to cut your tape, and it is like kind of a vertical stand, so it doesn't take up much space on your desk. So this is everything that comes in your package: the AC adapter, the instructions, and the sample tape. So to insert the tape, you just pull the left side and it comes off pretty easily. And the sample tape that comes in it is 12 millimeter, but for your swatches you need a 9 millimeter. So I picked these extra up from my cartridge. And these were the cheapest that I could find on Amazon. So if you open up the right side, you'll see that it's battery operated in case you want to go wireless. So that's an option. Then to replace the tape, you just pop it in and then pop the side back on. It's really, really easy. So after you get it plugged in and turn it on, then you can use your Bluetooth ID to connect your cube to your device. Here I'm using my iPad. You just have to get through this license agreement. If you want to read all that, you can do that. I don't ever read those. Eeks. So you just want to turn on the machine, and then you're going to make sure that your Bluetooth is on. If you don't know how to do that, you just swipe down from the top. That little blue sign is on, so I know that it's on, and then you just search for your device. If you have multiple devices, you can use that, but I mean, mine was the only one that showed up, so of course that's going to be it. It did take a little while to connect, but now now that it's connected, it doesn't take that long to connect to my device. I do have to go into the settings where my Bluetooth settings are and connect pretty much every time I go back into the app. So that's not like a big deal for me, but I did notice some of the reviews. I think they kind of gave it a bad review because you have to do that every time. But to me, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, you have to do that with a lot of Bluetooth stuff. So they do have these pre-made labels for you. And you can change the settings. For the first time, I just wanted to kind of play around with it and print some stuff right away. So I used one of their pre-mades. So I found out that this tape length, that is actually the length that it's going to print on. So that's why whenever I go over here, and the width, and that's pretty much the width of the tape, and it will automatically sense the width of your tape. So even if you don't change that and you try to print, as you'll see later, it will automatically sense that for you and change it. So the cut marks is just if you want to print multiple, so you know where to print it, so it will be the exact length that it has on there. So then the faint font correction, from what I can tell, it just prints it a little bit bolder. So this is before I clicked on the faint font, and then this is after I clicked on the faint font. So it just prints it a little bit bolder so you can see it if it's not as thick. So I decided to go ahead and print 3 of them just to see how it print multiple ones. And again, because this is set at a 3.9 inch, for that it does print, and I'm assuming that those gardening sticks, that's about a standard length for those gardening label sticks, and that's why it's printing to that length, or that's why it's set at that length. And you can see that it is also printing those little cut marks since I clicked on that, and that tells you exactly where that 3.9 inch mark is. So when you cut it, you can cut it exactly to fit that label stick. So after that, I wanted to see how small you could get your label, and how it would work if you did a second line. And it will adjust the font size if you do stuff like that automatically. You don't have to go in and adjust your font size. And if you do not set a tape length, then it is just going to automatically adjust to whatever length your text is. So after I printed this, you can see here that it is very small, and it does print those cut marks before and after each label. So there's the difference in the length of those. So this is just showing you the options, or the amount of options that you have with text. You also have a lot of options as far as frames that you can put around your text. This is showing you the different options in text layout that you can do. You can get the app before you actually buy and kind of see exactly what kind of options that they offer, and see if it's something that will be right for you, or that's something that you would want. But that's one reason why I went ahead and got this one, because I wanted a lot more options with my swatching and the type of labels that I like to get, like a different type of label or a different like little decoration for each company that I buy from. For me, it just makes it a little bit more fun to do your swatches when you can kind of play around with the labels. And then plus you can use these labels for so many other things, organizing. So it just makes it a little bit more fun. And I know my daughters have gotten into making labels for school, practicing their sight words and vocabulary and stuff like that. So it's fun for the whole family. So this one, I took the line and I wanted to just print out one of these cutesy labels just to see how it would print. And I just think it's so cute. That's so adorable to me. So it just makes your swatches a little bit more fun. And they, as soon as it prints, it's not coming off or anything like that. Back on the home screen, there is a little icon. It's kind of off screen, but it looks just like a file. There you can see your print history, or if you saved one, and I just saved this one right here from my print history. And when you go back to there, then you have your saved labels. So that's a good option for when you have to do the same things over and over again, using the same companies when you're doing swatches. So I did print a second one on the 9mm, and I switched it and did not change the label width. So it automatically detected that it was a smaller width, and it changed it, and then I just had to click print again. So this is the same label, just on the smaller one, and you can see it, it's about the same. I don't know, to me, of course they had to adjust things so that it could fit on the smaller width, but it still looks good to me. I don't know, I'm not that picky. So I labeled all of these swatches with the 9mm tape. And this was how much was in there before I started labeling, and this is how much was left after I finished those 40 labels. And it looks like it's about half full still. So that is amazing to me. This is definitely a good option for replacement tape. So these are just some of the labels that I created, some of the options that are available to you. If you want to use it for swatching, some of the settings that I suggest is the tape length. You want it about 3 inches at least. The ones that I'm using, 3.4 was a good length. So once you have that length set, you set it to a middle adjustment, and it will auto detect what size you need your text to fit inside that length. So that's going to be all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you hit that like button, and we'll see you next time.